class, today we're going to be talking about your research synthesis essay and what you're going to be doing for this project. So just like we talked about in the summary analysis and argument lecture, a research synthesis is an essay that is going to synthesize information or really work to see how different pieces of information blend together. This genre of writing relies heavily on summary as its main component, but it also requires you not only to summarize, but to make connections between different sources. In addition to summarizing and making those connections, you are going to be adding your own framework to a topic by writing an introduction and a conclusion on your subject. So when you synthesize, you are not only identifying the main points, but you're also speaking on how those main points dialogue with main points from other sources as well. And this is an important skill to have because being able to synthesize influences your ability to think critically and allows you to practice perspective taking. So your paper is going to start off with an introduction, and you are going to introduce your research topic to your reader. Now, you may write about whatever topic you want to write about for this essay. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick a topic. I would definitely recommend picking a topic that has an ample number of sources out there, and you're going to do some research. And I have another video where I will show you what it looks like to use the library databases, so you can not only have help in identifying topics, but also learning how to find sources. And then once you give the background information that your reader is going to need to understand your topic, you're going to give me your thesis in your introduction. And your thesis is really going to work to be that roadmap for your reader so that they know where you're going to go in your essay. Okay, so for some of the essays in this course, you will just be, told create a body section. For this particular essay, I am giving you a number of paragraphs that I want in the body section. So for this particular essay, every body paragraph should focus on a synthesis summary of one of each of your 5 sources, which means you will have a total of 5 body paragraphs. So there's also some very particular information that I want in each body paragraph, and that is this list right here. I really recommend, screenshotting this, writing it down, printing off the essay instruction sheet that's in Blackboard, and using it as a checklist just to make sure that each of these 5 elements are in each of your 5 body paragraphs. So the first element is a summary of the main points of the source. This does not have to be overly complicated or detailed, just the absolute essential main points. So this summary can be anywhere from like 1 to 3 sentences. And then I want you to speak on how this particular source compares and contrasts with the other sources of information that you have. So maybe your topic is something like immigration, and you have one source that approaches immigration from an economic standpoint and kind of talks about how important immigration is to America's economy. Maybe you have another source of, another research source that talks about immigration and education and the educational resources that are available to immigrant children and how we can do better on that topic. And so you're just going to kind of say, overall, this is how the sources compared or differed. I want you to tell me about the perspective from which the source was written. So obviously, a research source written from an economics is going to be very different than a research source that's like a first-hand perspective of somebody who immigrated to this country. So just think about who wrote it, what do they have to contribute, and how does their particular perspective affect their writing. I want you to use an explanation of what the source had to contribute to the topic at large. And then I want you to use one direct quote and one paraphrased piece of information from each source. So all 5 of your body paragraphs will each contain all 5 of these elements. So this particular paragraph is a paragraph from the example essay that you can look at on Blackboard, and you can see that this student introduces the research source. The student explains what is, in the research source, how it compares to others, uses a direct quote, and goes through and identifies each of those 5 elements that I've asked them to do. So in addition to creating these 5 paragraphs, I want you to think about what order these 5 paragraphs are going to be in. Excuse me. So what conversation do they, contribute or make up as a whole, and how does the order that you present them in explain that conversation? In your conclusion, I want you to do 2 things. I want you to give me an overall evaluation of your sources. So this is, were there plentiful sources on this topic? Were there recent sources on this topic? Was it something that you didn't know a lot about and now you do? So all of that kind of general overall evaluation or judgment on the quality of sources that you were able to find. And then I want you to give me an explanation of why the research topic is important. You selected the topic, so obviously it's something that's important to you, but why is it something that your readers should care about as well? Okay, so here's the nitty-gritty details for this paper. It will be written in MLA format, and this is the first time that we're going to include a works cited page in one of our essays this semester, so make sure that you are all up to date on that. There's resources in Blackboard as well as an MLA lecture, just so you know that you get it right. This is a 4+ page paper. Remember, that's double spaced. So 4 pages is the minimum, but by the time you hit all 5 sources and all 5 elements in each body paragraph, I don't know that 4 pages will be difficult to come up with. You do need 5 instructor approved sources. So what this means is that the sources either come from Google Scholar or from the library database. If they come from either one of those places, they're automatically approved. If you have a source that you would like to use but is not from the library database or Google Scholar, just send me an email and be like, I really like this source, but it's not from the approved list of sources. Can I use it? And I'll either be like, yeah, sure, or no, and here's why, or maybe sometimes, here's a better place to look for sources. So you will use 5 sources in total. If you want to use visual aids for this assignment, you can, but they cannot take up more than half of 1 page for all visual aids combined, and your visual aid must come from one of your 5 sources that you're using. So you can't just pull, a photo off of Google or something like that and put it in your essay. As always, if you have any questions about this assignment, feel free to check the resources on Blackboard, send me an email, send me a text via Remind, and just reach out, and I'm happy to answer any questions.